Well, good morning, guys, and today we got a little bit of an issue. So we're gonna try to work on going and spraying today, but first of all, I gotta get all this stuff set up. So I got this bar to put up here to get everything like kind of out of the way and get it closer to me instead of having it up there or right here. Also, new radio from Midland. So I got two of these. We're gonna put two of them in the sprayers, and then I also got two walkie-talkies. They sent them to me. Thank you to them for sending me this stuff, but we're gonna try and figure out how we're gonna put it in here exactly. I think I got an idea of how I'm gonna do it, and then because I want to put it all on this bar here so that it can be up and out of the way with everything else, and then I can have this hooked in right there. It'll be up, oh, like right here. And that's not really in my line of sight. That's kind of out of the way for me. So I also had to get a wired camera to put on my back, because the one that hooks up to my screen does not work anymore. We don't know if it's a thing in my screen. We don't know if it's a thing in the sprayer itself. We don't know what it is exactly. So we just went ahead and got this because I'm tired of not being able to see behind me. I don't want to get anybody hurt. So we went ahead and we got this camera system. We put it in here, and we are going to wire it up and everything and make it look pretty. And then that's what this is all part here for, is to put that camera stuff in there, because it has a bunch of different wires and everything for it. So yeah. And also, you know how I am, I gotta have my wire or my cigarette outlet plug-in thing in here because of my iPad and my phone. So therefore, what I have to do is I can't use this for my wiring stuff. Why would you do that anyways whenever you got this up here? So what I'm gonna do is, I got this here for my old radio, and I'm gonna take the end off of this one and put it on here, so that way I can hook right in and then hook into this radio and use this radio. It'll be a little bit different, but it should work. Like I said, not everybody does this kind of stuff, but I already had it torn apart anyways, and it's not that hard for me to do it because I know what I'm doing. I've done it before. So yeah, let's get after it. Okay, so they gave us this these two brackets here, and me and Xavier aren't really sure that this is what they was for, but this is what they kind of turned out to work for. Good for us.
Works pretty good.
So you see how they're bolts, we put our bolts in there, ran them across there, and then now I can mount them on this bar here once I get the bar, and it'll be right here once I get that bar pulled up here. And then that'll hopefully work out pretty well. So now, because these sprayers already, or these John Deere equipment already has a camera wire, and it hooks right into that Midland radio.
That's an antenna, not a camera wire.
Antenna radio, or antenna wire. So now all that we gotta do is stick this little fancy dancy antenna on top. I'll have Xavier do it here, and he'll show you kind of what he's doing. But basically all that you gotta do is you gotta take this cap off. Now remember, this is only for John Deere equipment. You gotta take this out, and if that thing falls down in there, you gotta go up through the cab air filter right here and shove that wire back up through there. So we gotta do that real quick. So anyways, once we got this cap off and got this cord pushed back through, now all you gotta do is take your little short stubby antenna that they just came out with like literally last week and screw her on. Maybe, if it fits. Hopefully it does. It's supposed to fit. Come on. So we got this stuck on there. It's short enough it's not going to hit any bridges, or at least around here I don't think. It should be shorter than the globe even over there. The globe isn't on right now, but it should be shorter than the globe even. So this is the first antenna I've ever had that's this short. All of our other antennas are really, really long, and if you can tell, this antenna right here, I hit it on a bridge before and knocked it off. Now I gotta go back inside.
That's the biggest concern though, is it's plastic.
Hitting it on a bridge is not good.
Bridge or a tree, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to break it off in a matter of 2 weeks.
Oh, I wouldn't give it that long. But, so here's our camera. Camera's working. I gotta get a bolt to bolt this up once I get all this stuff put back together. Xavier, is this a disaster?
Yeah, it's pretty messy in here right now.
I hate this. I literally hate this. I can't stand whenever it's dirty. So now that I got my camera wiring stuff kind of stuff back here, I took the radio down so then I can put this all back in here. Hopefully that will all work out as I planned it in my head and everything will fit back together. Hey Xavier, would you say that the mounting and placing of this Midland USA radio was very easy?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was pretty nice.
Is it loud and clear?
Oh yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Very clearly.
Oh yeah.
Would you recommend for anybody to buy one of these?
Yeah, as long as you have a use for it. Pretty convenient. And yeah.
Okay, seriously, how old are we?
19.
Rubber duck.
See, I can just stick her up here. All I gotta do is just stick it up there, pull it down, and then it's right in my face and I'm ready to talk.
That's the only way to do it.
Interesting. Interesting. So you see what I did here was
Do what?
I stuck it right there on this. I've never done that before, so it's gonna be interesting. Then I can also stick my camera right here on my my magnet can now stick right here. So I think at the end of the day this will all work great once I get that camera put in the right place. But Midland USA, thank you. We've been needing some communication for the sprayers for a while. We've been talking about it and we went ahead and we got 2 of these. We're gonna put one in the Hagee and we're gonna put this one in here, and then that way we can me and Ross can talk on separate channels than everybody else is talking on the farm. The Hagee has never had a radio before, so I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but this is our old radios, or this is one of our old radios. This one is one of the newer ones out of them, but yeah, so that's what we used to communicate with. We don't really use them all that much anymore, so we've kind of just slowly been doing away with radios, and I don't like it because I like having radios. So now we got this, we got a new camera on here. We put the newer one on there. We got that all mounted up. Yeah, the sprayer's a mess, muddy mess right now. I know. We sprayed in the fall, ain't that right, Xavier?
Yeah.
Therefore it's muddy.
Mm-hmm.
The Hagee's clean. They cleaned it a while back. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back out of here once I get all this trash cleaned up. It was basically like Christmas for the sprayer, but it really wasn't. I don't know. Okay, so this is officially gonna be the first sprayer that I've ever put, or the first piece of equipment that we've ever put our own sticker on. So this sticker is gonna go right there. Something like that. Hey Xavier,
Hey, what?
this sprayer is now midlandified.
Oh, nice.
So this is what they gave me. I still got another one at home. Pretty nice, pretty simple. It was not that hard to install, but I had put my own touches to it, like what I do with everything basically, because I didn't want to have to run it down to the cigarette outlet. I wanted to run it to the key power that we run all of our radios on, so I just wired it in there. You stick the fuse in down here for the two-way radio thing right there, and then that somehow messes with the power, and yeah, I don't get it, but it's still, that's how we done it. That's how we've always done it. I made it work, and it looks like it's going to work really nice. It'll be great for me and Ross to be able to communicate in the fields, hopefully long distances, because right now me and Ross have no communication besides cell phones, and a lot of our fields we lose service very, very quickly. So we will have to see how this all works out, but it should work out pretty well. Xavier, do you think it's going to work out?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, good. So Ross, what do you have to say about my new setup here?
I don't like it.
Why?
Because, oh, you can't hear it. Oh, that's sad.
Why, are you jealous?
You know, I'll have the same, basically the same thing.
You won't have the bar.
I kind of already do.
What would you say if I told you that I got you an iPad now?
Do you now?
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
So then you can have one like what I got here. So I don't have to read your handwriting.
Yeah, my handwriting's pretty bad.
Ross is gonna go spread. I'm gonna go spray. I only got like 230 acres or something like that to do. I only got like 200 some acres to do. No. No.
Why? Better batter.
Let's get at her. So we just got down here a minute or two ago. Kind of just checking things over right now, making sure that everything's working right and is looking fine, because I haven't sprayed in basically a month or two or so, something like that. So who knows what could be wrong. I already know I have to get a new wire for my tank sensors. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they all got split up. I don't know if the cats were underneath this cab chewing on them or what, but they don't work anymore, so now I gotta get new ones under there. But we're out here spraying, so that's good. We just got this first little field done here from what I tried to finish a while back. We're running the same rates as what we was with this warm weather being here this week. I mean, I think it's yesterday was 60 some degrees, and then it'll probably be up in the 60s again tomorrow, and then today it's down in the 50s, but it's not too cold and it's not too hot, which is perfect. It's not good for doing stuff like this because your metrobusing relies on the cold weather to stay in the ground. The cold weather, the rain, stuff like that, it all relies on each other. So if we have too much warm weather, all that will go back up, or will go away, will quickly wear away a lot quicker. So hopefully we can get this in the ground and it'll go back down to being cold, and then everything will stay how it should. Or, yeah, you get the idea. You never know what's gonna happen. That's just part of farming. It's always a gamble. You'll hear everybody saying it's always a gamble on whether or not the weather is going to work out for you just right, whether or not you wasted your money, who knows. But luckily this spraying program is really cheap to use. We use it a lot. We use it a lot in the winter. So we just got back here to the farm. I'm gonna go home. I finished up the fields down there, so now I gotta fill up again, and I'm gonna go up to Emerson, spray one load, and then that'll be it for me spraying, because I need to put the sprayer up and get it out of the elements and get it put away. This radio is gonna stay in here. Like I said, we'll put another radio in the Heggy. This is for the sprayer only too. My iPad's setup was obviously right up there, and then I moved it here. That's a lot better there. closer, I can actually sit back in my seat and mess with it and all that stuff. There'll be a link in the description below for this, for one of these radios if you want to check them out. They got me a bunch of them. They got me, or not really a bunch of them, but they got me some walkie-talkies and some mountable ones. So we're gonna put them in some different things and use them. So I just went and sprayed. I just finished up spraying down south town, or down up north town. It's probably gonna be all for spring of 2019 at least. It's still 2019 right now. You guys won't see this till 2020. Crazy to think, right? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and show you this thing, this Hino truck. So, love the thing, right? Love the idea of it. It was a cheap way for us to get a service truck that ran. We have had a lot of issues with service trucks in the past couple years, so we just kind of switched to using like my dad's pickup and basically the pickups that we got around the farm here to get tools and stuff to the fields. Well, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it or not, but we bought this truck for very cheap at an auction, like I already said. And obviously when you buy a cheap motor or a cheap truck, you're gonna have some kind of issue with it, and we kind of knew that from the beginning. But the motor that's in here blew up, so we got to find a new motor. We found one online. It's not that too terribly expensive, but we figured that by the time it was all said and done, we wouldn't have a whole too terribly lot in this truck in general, because all this stuff here came off of one of our old trucks. The bed came off one of our old trucks. Everything in the bed we've kind of gotten over the years, so it all kind of worked out. So by the end of it, we're not going to have too terribly much money in it, and it kind of pans out. So as farmers, you know us, we're trying to save money, think smarter, and basically prepare for the future, because you never know how long you're going to have that truck. So we're gonna buy a new motor, put a new motor in it, and by then we'll still think that we will have saved us a lot of money, and we're hoping that we do. That's our plan with it every day. We didn't spend much on the truck, so spending another couple grand on a motor is not a big deal for us, considering that you can go buy a new truck, new bed, new everything, and have $60,000-$70,000 in a service truck that you're going to be using outside in the elements every day and beating the crap out of. So having that truck, spending little money on it, is probably going to work out best for us. So then another thing that's going on right now is we got these two tanks here. One's full, one's half full. That should be enough for next year. We got all this chemical here. I got to organize it eventually. Probably do that next week or the week after or something. We got to organize it all, get it all put in here to where we can keep it nice. And then the planter's got to come out. Planter's got to go in the shop, get worked on, as well as the DB60's got to get worked on. The air seeder's got to get worked on. The cultivator's got to get worked on. That's all going to be coming here soon. Also the anhydrous rig. They'll probably throw the anhydrous rig in there first, because towards the end of February, beginning of March, we'll start putting on anhydrous. And then as we won't start planting until, and working ground stuff until end of March, early April. So that's kind of the plan as far as the shop work goes. I haven't gotten much yet, I know, but it's coming. It's coming eventually. Sprayers also have to get worked on, so we're gonna have the sprayers in there. We gotta put a radio in the Heggie. We gotta put new bushings in the front of the boom on the Heggie. We got some welding to do on the boom on the Heggie. We got some other things we gotta do, and then John Deere's gotta get washed, gotta get cleaned up and everything. So anyways, I think that's gonna be all for today's video. So if you would please remember to give me a nice big old thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, whatever. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.